Yo, welcome everybody. About to go live with Enerjetik from Killafornia crew, aka West Coast Rockers. So let's jump into this interview. It's gonna be pretty amazing. Me and Enerjetik, we have, I'll say maybe about like a 27-year friendship. That's a long time for breaking, though, right? So it should be interesting. The subjects that we should be able to talk about. So let's see what's going on. Art of Freestyle, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm gonna have to get you on here though too, though, bro. You know, Black History Month is coming up, so definitely I gotta hear your story and what's going on out there in Florida. Waiting for Enerjetik. What's up, Jetic? There you go. Click that icon button. It looks like a little camera. There we go. We about to go live.
Yo, yo.
Boom. Technology 2023.
Yeah. What's good? We here in the metaverse, doing it up live. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Mikey? Let me know. Here we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mikey-Ice live.
yeah, Jedek.
Yeah.
So first of all, bro, just kind of introduce yourself to like the people that might not know who you are. Like, let them know a little something about yourself.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? This is B-Boy Enerjetik. Got my name from Prince Ken Swift back in 1996, right after B-Boy Summit 3, representing West Coast Rockers, Killafornia, Calypso Tumblers, always doing it up as much as I can, possibly still to this day in 2023. And I've been breaking since 1993 officially. And I was honestly saying, man, my break life, man, I've been about almost 30 years now. I've been breaking,
Dang.
you know what I'm saying? I'm still a B-Boy just because you don't see me at events. This whole pandemic thing, it pushed me away. You know what I'm saying? It's to a point now where I'm working on music and just trying to go off in another direction with my talent. I'm always going to be a B-Boy for life, though, no matter what.
All right, cool. Tell us, so let me know, how did you run into Kuski, Tails, and Little Rock though, bro? Like, how did you guys like first like get a chance to be introduced to each other? Like, when was the first time you met all those guys?
Yeah, definitely, bro. I'll be real with you, man. I got very lucky, bro. I started out really in a crazy little neighborhood I was living at where Kulski, he lived right up the street from me. And he actually used to hang out with this dude named B-Boy Shamrock and some
Yeah,
other guy named,
Shamrock, the white dude on with the
yeah,
boombox.
exactly. B-Boy Shamrock, as well as this guy named Upbeat. And
Upbeat, okay.
back then he called himself DJ Ditas, but he was a B-Boy. He used to always hang out with Shamrock and as well as my homie Asahi. They were original West.
Boom.
One day, Kulski, he had hit me up out of nowhere. He hit up actually Shamrock because we used to hang out with him first, and then Kulski and my homie Dino were like, "Hey man, Shamrock, we want to start this crew called West Coast Rockers. We need some members down. You know any people?"
Mm.
Shamrock just like, "Oh, what's up, my dude? Like, you want to go to this event with us? We're going to this event at B-Boy Summit 3. We want to go as a crew, you know, representing Orange County, Southern Cali, and we want to call ourselves West Coast Rockers. Are you down to get down with the crew?" And I was like, honestly, bro, yeah, let's do this. And it was my homie B-Boy Asylum, actually. He
Mm.
goes by the name of Beneficial. He DJs for KGGI now. He's officially a DJ now, but he was with me back then to get down to B-Boy Summit 3. And this is even before I met Little Rock. Little Rock actually went
Oh,
to
okay.
B-Boy Summit 3. He kind of see me getting more into the breaking thing, and it got him really interested in wanting to do that as well, because we used to play like pods and slammers back then, and like, you know, just mess around fighting boxing gloves and stuff like that, and everybody used to play like hockey and sports, but breaking was like the physical outlet that everybody wanted
Mm.
to learn out of nowhere, bro. I'll be real with you, man. Beat Street was what really got me to want to get back and, you know, rebirth the scene, really. I didn't even know it was a rebirth, to be honest. I just wanted to learn how to do windmills. But yeah, bro, I'll tell you like this. So Kulski was the originator that wanted to start West Coast Rockers crew back in, you know, in Orange County and Fullerton, in my hometown, back where I grew up. I would say from like 4th grade till I graduated high school. And I'll be real with you, man. It was definitely it was an honor to, of course, get my name from Prince Ken Swift, but also to be able to start a crew called West Coast Rockers and get people down like, you know, like the homies I mentioned, especially people like Little Rock, who's still doing his thing, man, with his brand. I'm representing his brand right here, Respected Forever. You know what I'm saying? This is his. And Little Rock is definitely doing his thing to just keep the ball rolling with the whole break life thing, and I give it to everybody else representing.
Where did the name West Coast Rockers come from? Because it kind of sounds something affiliated to like a rock band, like Rockers, or you know, something rock. You know, like yeah.
I tell you straight up, man. I think the fact that we're from the West Coast, and then they had people like Southside Rockers from, I think, was it from, you know what I mean? It was crews.
Germany.
Yeah, exactly. From like with crews with the Rockers name at the end. And I think once we had he had watched like a few battles with different crew names like that. I think Coolsey was inspired to want to make up a crew from the West Coast, especially from Southern Cali, with that Rockers name at the end of it. And I don't know exactly what inspired him the most, but I would honestly say the fact that we lived on the West Coast from Southern Cali, and I'm sure he heard a lot of these Rockers kind of crew names and just put two and two together and started the crew like that.
That's pretty fresh though. You know what I remember though too is when I seen Easy Rock's Overflow video.
Yeah.
And I seen you in the video, bro. You was mad young. You looked like you was like
bro,
10.
I was like I think that was not even a year. Yeah, I was like 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah, bro. You look super young, bro, with the New York hat. Super young, bro.
Young, bro. That was actually not too long after I had gotten my name. So we had connected. Actually, it was funny because we used to go and practice at Shamrock's crib, and he had a garage right there.
Yeah.
And over him and Asia One would come by and would just practice with us. And he was shooting Overflow at that time. And he was even after he had shot the B-Boy Summit videos and edited and all that. So that's what kind of inspired the videotaping and shooting and editing stuff and doing like my stuff with my YouTube channel as well. Easy Rock was definitely the person to really like open that door for me and want to like pave the way for somebody like me to do it now at this day and age.
Yeah. You know what I remember too, Jedek? I remember going to Melrose and there was a hip hop shop, right? And I walk in and I seen Mark Ski, Hex, a dude named Chuck, and I looked on the wall and it said to the hip hop shop from Crazy Lays, West Coast Rock City Crew. And I seen Easy Rock with the nameplate belt and some he had some cross color pants though with Cortezes on, bro, with the ducktails. And I remember I had grabbed a magazine and I flipped on the back and Easy Rock had did like a piece and it said like there was a hip hop shop in Orange County. Can you talk about that?
Oh yeah, you know what? There was this place called Coos Cafe. We used to go to this place called Cafe, and we used to just go there and vibe out. I remember I was really young back then, and it was like an all ages kind of a spot. And we decipher there and practice there and do our thing. And I think back then Easy Rock was he was affiliated with people there. And to be real, man, yeah, he did graffiti art a lot too. So definitely somebody that was just well affiliated, of course, with Rock City back then, the West Coast Rock City chapter and everything. And yeah, man, it was this spot called Coos Cafe that we used to go to.
Right. So Enerjetik though, I know like somebody had brought this up, but you know, I noticed in interviews not too many people mention this, but the first time that I seen Breaking make a comeback was at the raves. Were you a part of that scene though too though, bro? Before like jam started coming up, it was the rave scene that I seen Breaking come back first.
Yeah, bro. I'll be real with you, man. It's crazy you say that because I even have a video. We used to go to this rave called Narnia, and there was a few other different raves that we did used to go to as well. But Narnia is the one I really remember most because I remember there was a time I actually have it on VHS where it's crazy, bro, because there was a time with West Coast Rockers, we were at the rave at Narnia, I think it was. And I have it, like I said, I have this on video where a few members from West Coast Rockers at the time had some weird beef with Easy Rock. I don't know why. I think it was over just some words that were exchanged. And I think Coolsey had just gotten with Rock City. You know, Coolsey, so he was a part of that chapter. And Asia One, Coolsey, and Easy Rock were there. We were side friend. And for some reason, man, Easy Rock got into it with my boy from West Coast Rockers, Asylum. They got into it because I guess other homie from got into it as well because we were just side friend, and then it's just on video, man. You just see these guys just out of nowhere almost get into a fight, literally, like, and it was over really nothing. It was over kind of like just kind of ego tripping, I would say. But I'll just say like this, man. Back then, I felt like West Coast Rockers and Rocksteady Crew, we were always cool. I think it was up when Coolski got down with Rocksteady and started going to
Yeah.
with Easy Rock in Asia and stuff like that, was when things got a little awkward between certain members from West Coast
Yeah.
Rockers, West Rocksteady Crew. So I would say, yeah, I'll have to show you a clip one day of that when I get a chance. But yeah, we've experienced some crazy stuff, I'm not gonna lie, as West Coast Rockers and
Right.
with Rock City West Coast chapter.
Right. So when you guys were coming up though, bro, like what was you guys biggest rivalry? Was it LA Breakers?
I'll be real, man. LAB was probably West Coast Rockers. I would say one of our first rivals, and Air Force, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you guys were down in Air Force?
Yeah, they were also. It was the first LA
What?
started with LA Breakers, like West Coast Rockers and LA Breakers, and then all of a sudden, Air Force. We went at it with Air Force. It was actually night. I'm trying to think. There was an event that it was basically West Coast Rockers versus Air Force crew, and it was like Little Caesar, Botafuco, this guy named
Mm.
and I think a few other Air Force crew members. I guess it was like me, Tails, Little Rock, Friction, and
Hmm.
a couple other people. But you'll have to see the footage, man. But there is a video that even Friction put up online not too long ago where we're battling against Air Force. But I would say that, yeah, LA Breakers and Air Force were like our rivalries back then before we got cool and started going to events and stuff more.
Yeah, Jeddick, somebody had put up, did one of you guys battle Easy Rock and have an Adidas logo haircut? Do you know anything about that?
Actually, my homie with the Adidas logo haircut, he never really battled Easy Rock. I can honestly say his
Okay.
name is, but he goes by back then he went by DJ Adidas, and upbeat.
What was his name
He
again?
called himself DJ Adidas. He really liked Adidas, and he
What was
was a
his
DJ.
B-boy name?
Well, I guess he calls himself Upbeat Unstoppable.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, Upbeat Unstoppable is like his b-boy name. But because of, I guess, I don't know, he was really into DJ back then, so he wore a lot of Adidas and had that logo on the back of his head. He would cut into it. But him and Easy Rock, though, I don't think they ever had beef. Not that I know of. I can honestly say, because I remember we would go to events, but I never seen them have beef or ever.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. You know what, Jeddick, too? I remember I had this tape where it was like West Coast Rockers versus LA Breakers, and I think Ruin came out, but I think he had broke his leg though, bro. He had a broken leg. You remember that battle?
yeah, bro. As a matter of fact, he dislocated. I think he dislocated his knee or something, or
Yeah, that's what it was. He dislocated his knee though. That's
oh yeah.
crazy.
Now we used to go at it with them a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Me and Ruin, we used to go at it before we started Killafornia. And man, Ruin was like one of my biggest rivals back then. Before we even started Killafornia, we used to go at it
Yeah.
and sit friends and just started becoming a crew. And I'll be real with you, man. Much props to Ruin, because he's one of the innovators that I would honestly say put the air flare combos and everything, wanted to make multiple air flares, just continuous air flare, an actual thing in the breaking world. And I feel like air flares now, it's getting so big. I feel like as far as just that move alone, continuous air flares with whatever people added to, that's a big reason why I'm sure they want it in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? They want to try to consider it an Olympic sport. But like I said,
Hmm.
me, I'll be real with you, Mikey. Breaking is always going to be a real underground hip hop just dance, like sacred dance form. I'll never consider it a sport, no matter how many times they want to say it's going to the Olympics and call it a sport. I get it. Zulu Gremlin calls it break sport, and I have nothing but respect for Zulu Gremlin, but breaking, no matter what, to me, will never be considered a sport, bro. No matter whether it goes to the Olympics or not, because the Olympics, they call it the Olympic Games, and ain't nobody doing
Hmm.
spins or anything to music. You know what I'm saying? I think
Hmm.
now the Olympics, so I'll tell you like this, Mikey. I'm very happy and glad to know our generation helped pave the way and take it there, because people kind of act like, oh yeah, the Step Up franchise, people just came around, started doing all these dance movies, and all of a sudden there was a dance flick came out that clowned all these dance movies, and boom, it died out in the Hollywood industry. No, it actually got rebirthed. All of a sudden everything started going down in the Hollywood industry, and the breaking scene rebirthed so big once the pandemic hit, and once I stopped going to Venice Beach to start street performing and doing shows. Just like that, people think all of a sudden people like me ain't breaking and I'm not alive doing my thing and still doing it for the love. A lot of people do it
Right.
just for the fame. I'll be real with you, man. All those people, they're B toys, straight up. I don't care who
Mm.
I don't care how many competitions they win, bro. It's about keeping the culture alive and well. You know what I mean? All elements. You know what I mean? Breaking is
All
one element. I mean,
elements. Yep.
so I'll just say it like this, man. There's a lot of people out there that think it's just about breaking, think it's just about competitions. You got it twisted, my dudes. Like
Yeah.
you paved the like the next generation take it on. You know what I'm saying? Because we can only do this for so long. Our bodies, our mind, and our souls are only going to let us do this sacred type of dance for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
Be straight up with you, Mikey. I feel like I'm 21 forever right now. You know, I still got all my hair after all those head spins. I ain't got no grays. You know what I'm saying? Just turned 40.
Right.
So straight like that, Mikey. I'll say like this, man. Keeping this whole underground culture alive and well is what it's all about. No matter how famous, no matter how much money, or no matter how many battles you win, it's knowing how to stay humble and just keep it real.
Right. You know what, Jedek? Like, you nailed it though, bro. I never got into breaking to make money. I never got into breaking for
Word.
fame. I got into breaking because I've always loved it. Like when I started breaking, it was barely in the magazines. That was the only thing that I had imagination to was like Street Beat magazine. Remember Street Beat?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So when I seen Street Beat though, bro, and I would see photos of somebody doing like a flare or somebody with a helmet, like that was my only motivation though, bro. There was no VHS tapes. This is 91, 92.
Yeah.
Freestyle Session and Summit didn't start coming out to like 90, 95, 96.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is 92, 93, 94. So we're already like, there's like a 4 or 5 year period before there was actually like tapes out though, bro. So in my mind, when I would think about breaking, I literally had to like look up and be like, damn, I wonder how you do like a swipe. And I would just do a swipe. I had no VHS. The only tape that I had was B Street.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the blueprint for me. B Street was the blueprint though, bro.
Inspired me, bro. I wanted to become a b-boy, real life. You know what I mean? Especially get my name from. Oh my gosh, bro, that was like dream come true. But I hear you though. Go what you're saying though. B Street was one of your biggest inspirations, right? You said it inspired you the most.
Oh yeah, B Street was though, because when I seen Lee on the screen, when he was like, you know, he was like, "Yo, Kenny, let me go with you," and he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, did the backspin.
Yeah.
He's all right,
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
And then when he got up, he's all, "Yo, Kenny, you ain't going nowhere till you bring those records home." When I seen that as a kid,
Yeah.
I wanted to be Lee though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And my dream came true because maybe about 2 years ago, I got a chance to speak to him, and we actually had conversations though. And I've always wanted to have a conversation. How you looked up to Kenny. Lee was Kenny for me.
Word up. I hear you, man. What's up, man?
Yeah.
We all have our big inspirations and motivations in the game. And yeah, bro, Lee, he inspired, I mean, that character he played inspired the entire world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let alone to play that character Lee that he played and to, you know, to pave the way and want to get.
Changed the game though, bro. Like when he put the ski goggles on his hat, when he had the nameplate though that said Lee, when he had like the burgundy like windbreakers though, bro. Like he was the epitome of what a b-boy had to the side. And he's like, yo, one side gonna have curvy lines, other side gonna say B Street. When I do my backspin, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Like this, hearing them, I used to think to myself, yo, this dude is very like he has high self-esteem for being a teenager.
Oh, yeah, definitely, bro. That's when it starts, man. When you're a teenager, man. I honestly say, bro, teenage years are like, I would say when you first start coming up and trying to learn the basic foundation of breaking. And then I would honestly say, bro, prime years for me started about early 20s, you know, but my mid
20s, okay.
Early 20s was my prime years. And then I would say I reached my pinnacle at like when I did Step Up 3 for sure. Step Up 3, that was not only that, it was one of the first dance 3D movies with breaking in it. And on top of that, I filmed it in New York. And I even got to chill with Kenny when I was out there every time pretty much. And I even got to street perform with Calypso Tumblers at Battery Park and Washington Square Park when I was in between when I wasn't shooting. So I got to go not only, you know, shoot a classic 3D film that paved the way and just helped me just have a really good career in the industry. Because after I did that film, I was direct booking stuff that I didn't even know I would be people I was working with just over one film. That I'll be real with you, man. If it wasn't for that franchise, I don't know what I would have done as far as industry work after, because I felt like I was with this agency called Block, and dropped me because I couldn't show up to auditions. I think I had a car at the time. I couldn't get to the auditions. I had crashed it, so they had to drop me because I wasn't able to make it to my auditions. But I ended up going to the Step Up 3D audition and booked the job right there on the spot. John Chu was like, "Hey, you guys ready to go to New York?" And we were like, "Let's do this." I was out here in North Hollywood, in Southern Cali, so. And I didn't even have an agency call me to go to that audition. I got lucky and went there with some homies and made it happen.
Right. Jetic, I heard Manson say like the name Killafornia. Did he start Killafornia? Did he come up with the name for Killafornia from the conversation? He was saying that I guess you guys had went on to a battle like in Colorado or somewhere like the Midwest, and there was no name for the crew, so he decided to call it like Killafornia. Is that true?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, bro, because today I put a post up, as a matter of fact, on Facebook from some footage that they put up about the Long Beach practice up the street up in Homeland.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a post up talking about how, they give us props for the name, talking about, and I made sure to even put, them talking about it in my post, saying much props to the people that put up that post for Homeland and everything, where it's, helping people be in the scene and all that. But yes, what happened was, I'll tell you exactly.
Okay.
Killafornia, we were just a bunch of people. Like, it was like me, I think Manson, Stilo, Ruin, Mosquito,
Mm-hmm.
Little Rock. Who else was it? A couple other people that were there. We were doing like, my homie Anthrax and
Anthrax, yeah.
Tails. And we were just a big group of people just traveling around the East Coast, Boston, actually. We were in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in a van one day, and we were just driving around, going to the next city or whatever, or state, Boston. And I think Manson was flowing. He was freestyling, and he said something, Killa California. And he said, Killa Cali, California, something Killa California. And I was like, he said Killafornia out of nowhere or something. And I was like, damn, Manson, you know what, bro? That sounds like a dope crew name, man. We should call ourselves Killafornia. And then him, Stilo, looked at me and he says, yeah, you know what, man? Because he said, Cali, California, we're killing it, like in California. He said something like that, like in his rhyme. And that's what I.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he was right. He was freestyling. And then me and Stilo, we just started talking about it. Like, yo, why don't we call ourselves Killafornia then? If that's what you're saying, Manson, in your rhyme. And me, Stilo, and Manson kind of agreed to that name, and we called ourselves.
Okay.
That was the birth of that name, to be honest. I mean,
And what year was that?
That was actually early 2000s, I would say. That was before Freestyle Session Japan, because I remember I would say about 2001, maybe. Yeah, probably 2001.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like early 2000s for sure, because I remember it was right a year or two before I went to Japan for Freestyle Session, the very first Freestyle Session in Japan that we put it down for the U.S. and won as Battle Utensils. And it's funny because I even came up with that name, Battle Utensils, because we were like, Dunock will tell you. Dunock, as a matter of fact, was in that battle with me in Japan, and he was with Battle Monkeys back then. So
yeah,
we're all a bunch of like utensils, like we're forks and knives and spoons from different crews. Let's call ourselves Battle. So everybody agreed to it. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of the one to come up with that name. When we went to Japan, we didn't even know what to call ourselves. We were just out there representing the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how I even kind of helped come up with that name, Battle Utensils, for the Freestyle Session 2003 champions as well.
That's dope. Jetic, I seen you in a photo with Jennifer Lopez. So how was that like working with J-Lo?
Jennifer, J-Lo, she actually a really, really down-to-earth, cool woman. I'll be real with you, she's not really that talkative. I did have a little moment with her where me and Flea, we ran into her on our way out from shooting the music video. It was Wissens the Artist featuring Jennifer Lopez and Ricky Martin. And we ran on the way out. I mean, I seen her at rehearsal and said a few words. Didn't really have to sit there and have a conversation with her, but she's really down to earth. When I passed my phone and was like, yo, Jennifer, can I get a quick picture with you real quick? And she just,
okay.
Then Flea grabbed my phone, Flea Rock from Skill Methods for me. And yeah, that's how I ended up getting that picture after I shot that music video, Adrenalina, which was Wissens, J-Lo, and Ricky Martin. And that's the last Hollywood industry job I actually even did. And I had to fly all the way to Miami, Florida for that. So I'll be real, I'm glad my Hollywood career ended with that video, because it's all on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, all the work I did in the Hollywood industry, even a lot of my battles, underground scene and all that, I try to get it all up on my YouTube channel for forever, real life, breaking history.
Right.
Documentation.
That's dope though, Jetic. So right now, and when we think about the scene today, like, who are some of the top b-boys that you like today? I have a few favorites that I really like.
At this day and age,
Yeah,
I'll
who
be
do you
real.
like today?
Right now, I'll be real, man. I can't hate. Definitely, Vicious Vic
Okay.
he's been killing it the most just this past decade.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Vicious Vic, him, and of course even Luigi, man. Luigi's still killing it, and a lot of those dudes from BGSK, I give it mad props to them. You still got even Crumbs, B-Boy Crumbs, and Rainin, and you know cats like that. Give it up to people that are still performing at Venice Beach too. You know, a lot of the homies, my homie,
Okay.
you know, new school cats like him, just street performing for honest living, and even in the scene, even the My Boys. You know, I give it up to the My Boys.
Oh
They're
yeah.
killing it right now, and of course, you know, even B-Boy Little Rock, man, I could tell he's really putting his all into keeping that scene alive and going to all these events and getting his brand out there and doing everything he can to just stay active. You know,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I really seen even though I'm not out there going to events and I'm not, you know, doing all this sorts of this and that industry work anymore, I'm always going to continue to just break for as long as my
Mm-hmm.
body lets. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say like this, man, and of course, Ken Swift, he's still active teaching, you know, and you got people, like I said, I would say right now for me, you know, I definitely see the BGSK crew still killing it, winning competitions. And they even beat, who was it? They won the freestyle session this past year, right? What did you call it? BGSK, like Luigi and all them, right? They beat Nagin and all those guys. Like
Actually,
the
it was
Kareem. I'm sorry, Kareem and them. Was
it was
Kareem and them?
damn, what's the name of that crew though, bro? Dude, they're killing it though too right now, dude. They're from Europe though, with Supreme and all those
I know
guys.
who you're talking about, but it's basically Nagin and like the Red Bull team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, they got beat. BGSK beat them. So I'm like, man, you could tell they've been training, bro. Because to beat a team like
It
that,
was
bro.
a squadron. It was a squadron.
Yeah,
They went by the squadron.
squadron. Yeah, basically, yeah, squadron, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're pretty much
Squadron, yeah.
Squadron when they had other members to it. But yeah, those guys from Squadron definitely have been killing it. You know, I mean, this past, I would say the crew events, you know, and of course the Maya boys, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I love the Maya boys though, bro. Like Weapon X. I remember seeing that kid though, bro, and he had like a little ducktail with those big old bottle glasses. Him and his brother Mace. You know, now them fools are like that fool, his footwork is like nasty, bro.
oh yeah, no,
The Ruggeds. That's who it is. The Ruggeds and the Squadrons, they teamed up to and they won freestyle
definitely,
session.
bro. I'll say like this, man, you got a lot of people getting really dope nowadays. I just feel like people are lacking a lot of foundation and originality. You know, a lot of people will take
Okay.
just certain moves that, you know, and that are original and flip them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say mention names. I'm not even going to say what moves. I'll just say people just need to dance a little bit more. I feel like sometimes people will go out there, do a bass, you just do a flip and go right into power. You know, and I used to be like,
Right.
live, bro. I used to be the same exact way. But once I started realizing there's a foundation to this dance, and it's best to just do your best to hit beats and actually show that it's a dance, not just the Olympic, you know, sport type of thing. Because don't get me wrong, bro. I'm really happy to see it going to the Olympics. I'm hoping I can go out to France by then and hang out with, you know, Nabil and all my homies from France that are out there. Even B-Girl Bibiche, I know her pretty well, and
Yeah.
Reed. And a lot of those dudes, you know, I'll just say like this, even Benji, you know, I can't wait. If I can go out there for the Olympics, man, I'm really looking forward to that time
Hmm.
straight up.
Yeah. You know what, Jedek, I remember though to you for you a lot though, like you was at the pro-am a lot in Miami though. What was that experience like though, bro, coming from California, going into Miami? Because I was told every time Cali came out there, Miami was waiting for you guys though, bro.
Yeah.
Those was just waiting.
I'll say
Like in the parking lot. They're waiting in the parking lot so you guys get off the airplane. Them dudes already waiting for
yeah,
you.
yeah. I got that footage too on VHS. Man, it was an honor because I went out there not even knowing to expect. You know, Zulu Gremlin was just one day, he just asked me like, yo,
Break
yeah,
Mania?
break Mania. After Break Mania, he was just like, "You ready to go to Miami? Because we doing the prom out there." And I was like, "Let's do this," you know. So we had that crew where everybody that won the Break Manias again. It was basically the West
Frankie, Reveal,
exactly
yeah.
everybody that won Manias, and we ended
Iron
up battling.
Monkey,
Yep,
yeah.
ended up battling against the East, the Miami squad. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Hmm.
dope. You know, stuff like that. It never really happened in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It happened in the early 90s, you know, with B-Boy Summit and stuff, mid 90s, but we kind of like brought that concept back, of course, with the Pro-Am and even with the Bonnie and Clyde and all that stuff. But I would say that type of stuff where we would go from the West versus the East type of thing and go to the East and battle them was just classic, bro. We would go out there we just want to do our best to just rep.
Right. You know what? I love Miami though, bro. But when Cali went out to Miami, you guys were just smoking them though, bro. I'm sorry. Like
I'll tell you like this,
smoking those fools though,
I'll
bro.
tell you like this, Mikey. I feel like we just came with it hard as far as just the breaking aspect and throwing it all out on the floor and making sure that people, you know what I mean, they seen how hard we all just went at it on the floor and made sure to put all, because after we would hang out after and chill out like friends, you know, after we would battle it out with them on the floors and stuff like that. Like people like, who is it, like Bebe and Exuberant and their crew, you know, we would hang out with them after, you know, and chill and just conversate. Even though I remember Benji and Bebe, they had some beef, but they would still, you know,
Bro, I remember seeing some footage at the Pro-Am when it was Exuberant versus Benji, and Exuberant punched I think he punched Benji in the chest though, bro. He got that mad.
oh yeah, I'll tell you like this, Benji he knew how to rub people, you know, and Benji he's so good at what he does, man. If you even rub Benji the wrong way, he's gonna make you mad. You know what I'm saying? And that's how raw Benji is as a b-boy. And he always, I'll be real with you, man. Benji one of the most humble dudes, but you rub him the wrong way, yeah, he's gonna come at you ready. You know,
That fool would toast you, bro, and take off all of his clothes.
Oh, Benji, he's one of a type that
fool would take all his clothes off though, bro, and just keep toasting you and toasting you and toasting you.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, him and Bebe would go at it. And I got nothing but respect for both of them, bro. Like him and Bebe,
yeah,
just icons in this break life. You know what I'm saying? In the scene, period. Like they're still putting it down. And I give it up to them both, man. I'll be real with you. Benji, he's a warrior, bro. Straight up from France, that would come out here to the US and just put it down.
Bro, I think he came for at least maybe about like 5 years in a row.
Yeah, Benji, they were hungry, bro. They wanted to come out to Cali just the US and just put it down. You know what I mean? It was all for the love and the passion, but more than anything, it was destiny, you know, for it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, people like him, bro, you don't meet too many people like Benji and cats like Nabil and Farid and even Bibiche and them from France that were out there repping in Miami with us, Southern Cali cats, and even Northern Cali cats that were out there. But I'll be real with you, man. It was just a blessing and an honor to just be around that scene at that time during the whole rebirth of it all. Because once the Pro-Am and Summit and Freestyle Session started getting big, now all of a sudden the scene is up and just it's blowing up more now than ever. And especially with it going to the Olympics, bro, I'll just say it like this. The only thing that's stopping it from being in the industry right now, doing Hollywood industry work, is the pandemic, really. And the fact that you probably don't have too many agencies right now that are even reaching out looking for b-boying until they see how big it's going to be in the Olympics. But I'll say it like this though, bro. There's an word in the Hollywood industry. Right now, we're going through a little transition period in this world where I'm sure everybody's trying to figure out, okay, what's the next best step for the underground scene, for the industry, and just in life, period, you know?
And so are you a part of SAG though too?
Yeah, actually I am. If it wasn't for SAG, man, yeah, bro, I definitely would not have been as well off as I am just from breaking alone. Like, they definitely opened up so many doors for me to work with so many just iconic just artists in the industry, bro. Like, I can mention names, but I'll just say like this without even having to mention names. SAG definitely was a big part of my success in the industry.
Can you explain to me and the viewers though, like, what is SAG though, bro?
SAG is the Screen Actors Guilds, basically. What they are, they're the people that direct book you jobs, and they're the ones that basically you get paid through them. You're the ones that take care of you as far as the money.
So like, right, so the difference would be like if I wasn't SAG and I go for an audition and I get paid, like say I get like $200, but when you're in SAG, does your pay go up to like 300 or more though? Is that what it is?
Yeah, when you're down with SAG, you get residual checks. Where basically instead of like just booking a job where you get paid to do that job one time, when you're with the Screen Actors Guild, as long as your stuff is still airing, like for Step Up 3, as long as it's still airing on TV, I'm gonna always get checks for that for life, basically. Anything that is like national or something that is like a film type of thing. And
Is it small checks or is it kind of like checks where you can kind of like?
I'll be real, man. Nowadays, they're not as big as they used to, but they definitely still come from time to time. I think when you first do a film is when you start getting the biggest residual checks. After about a good decade of getting residuals, yeah, they'll get smaller and smaller. But it really depends on, I feel like, as much as if you book more and more jobs or not. Because I think residuals, yeah, after a while, they'll get smaller and smaller. Like nowadays, I'll get
Yeah.
$1 check here and there, but it's not like every week or every month, you know, it's like every so often, maybe every few months, or not every month or every week. But I'll tell you like this, man, I still get checks in the mail every so often, but just not too often.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying though. That makes sense though. Um, Dang, Jedek. Do you remember? I think we talked about this, but we can share this online though. Do you remember the first time? When was the first time that you ever seen me like get down though? Do you remember?
I'll be real, Mikey. I mean, I think when we were at what was that event? Was it Blueprint? I think I don't know if I've seen you ciphering that much. I think I seen you like, you know, in the cipher a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
I was trying to record though. I was more like recording because I wanted to
yeah, yeah.
document it.
I seen you doing your thing, just, you know, not too much a little bit at Blueprint, but I would say, man,
Yeah,
bro, as far as where did I see you get down? I probably see you more like at probably Freestyle Session, Radiotron, stuff like that. I
yeah,
probably might have.
Radiotron. Yeah, Radiotron. I was excited though,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. I'll tell you like that, man. And Radiotron is definitely an event that I give nothing but respect for Little Caesar and everybody from Air Force, man, that helped make that event possible, bro. Because to be honest, that battle between Style Elements crew and Renegades, bro, I got there right when that battle started. And you'll see me in the video.
Bro,
You'll see me on the video that they even put out. Like they edited and put out. I'm like this with my hat down, my arms crossed like this, wearing Adidas,
yeah,
and I'm just watching the battle. Just my mind was blown. And reminds, man, him, Ivan, and of course Crumbs definitely killed it too. But the people that stood out the most to me in that battle, I'm just gonna lay these names out right now.
hmm
Ivan, Tommy Boy, Crumbs did his thing. He killed it. And I'll just say Wicket. And what was the other guy from the other Power Move cat from Northern
Jazzy J,
Yeah, Jazzy J and Wicket,
and
man.
Sway.
And Sway. Definitely. Those 7 people right there, I felt like stood out so much to me in that battle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody else stood out, but as far as the people that killed it during that battle and seeing it live, those names right there I just dropped, man. Definitely. And I'll tell you like this, Tommy Boy, man, his popping is so just original and classic, bro. Just seeing him doing that in person there at Radiotron was just iconic. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. And even I on that slippery floor doing all them gainers and flips and twists and spins, and that floor was
Bro,
wet. It was crazy. It was iconic and legendary.
bro, that I remember going to that Radiotron. I remember it was so hot that they had to stop the battles, turn on the fans, and wipe the floor for at least like 15 or 20
For
minutes.
real. I ain't even lying, bro. When I got in there,
It
I
was
was,
like 100 degrees in there though, bro. It was
oh,
hot.
bro. I'll tell you like this, man. I don't even know how they made that battle possible. You know what I mean? Where cats was slipping. It was like almost like when the floor was almost like when Ivan spilt the Red Bull freaking refrigerator, the floor of that one event, and the floor was just all wet. Remember when
hmm
I think it was who was the battle? It was a battle recently where homie was about to go out and they almost slipped and from Ivan
Okay.
water. It fell out of the floor, but it was kind of like that though, man. Bebo almost died on the floor freaking, but he still killed it after. But Ivan, yeah,
Oh yeah.
he knocked all the water over the floor, but it was that wet to where it reminded me of that. You know what I'm saying? That's how slippery it was.
Right. Did you go to that battle when it was Soul Control versus Abstract Flavor? I was at that Radiotron.
Soul Control and Abstract. I'm trying to think. Soul Control.
Yeah, bro. That's when Tyrell did the Spidey swing when he did the flares this way, the flares this way, the flares this way, the flares this way.
Yep. If that was the first time he did that, I was there. I remember him doing
I
that.
was there.
I was there, bro, for sure. That's a
It was same thing. It was hot as hell. They had to stop the battle. If you remember the tape, they put a towel on the floor,
yeah.
and Cujo then was drying it off because Cujo couldn't do none of his walks because the floor was too wet.
Yeah. You said Abstract against Soul Control, right?
That's what it was.
Yeah, bro. I was there. I was there for sure. Definitely. I was still.
That was a dope Radiotron, though, bro. That to me, that was I think it was at a roller ring like in East Los though, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah, definitely, bro.
that was the first time that Style Elements tape. So, bro, that was the first time that Strategic Monsters was actually available, though, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, bro.
And,
I remember
and
that
he,
Strategic Monsters, bro. That inspired, I'm sure, every b-boy that watched it, like
what'd you
all over
think
the world.
about it when you first seen it? The reason why I'm asking because I was there when Donnie was putting the footage together. I was at his house. He had two VCRs,
Yeah,
and he bought an editing machine, though, bro. And I seen him like film all the footage. You remember when Gonz was like, he's like, oh my god. And he started slapping himself and he ran, he hopped the fence and he jumped in the water. And he's like, yo, I'm loving life. You remember that when Gonz jumped in the
oh,
water in the
yeah,
Strategic
yeah,
Monsters?
yeah. I remember that.
I was
Yeah,
there. I was there when they filmed it though, bro. So when the tape finally came out, I seen all the footage, but I didn't see it when they put it together. But when they sold it to
yeah.
everybody, what did you think the first time when you watched Strategic Monsters? Like, how did you feel?
I was thinking, man, I need to start documenting my life and putting something out. That's why Energetic. I'm not gonna lie, man. They inspired me with that to want to do Energetic. I'll be real with you.
Okay.
Like once I started doing that, and I seen them doing that, they inspired me to want to start documenting my life. And like I said, Energetic was definitely inspired from Strategic Monsters and putting out my own documentation. And as well as not just that, just watching their solos, Remind and Crumbs and
Mm-hmm.
everything, all inspired me. The entire Solomon's crew, it was all inspiring. You know what I mean? Like, there's not one member in that crew back then that didn't inspire me. And I'm just being straight up.
It's crazy to me when I think about it, Jeddick, because like Stylus is still around, but it's like you don't really hear about them, as much as they did maybe like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but it's like they did so much for breaking though, bro. It's like they opened like the Pandora box to like creativity.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll tell you like this, man. It's when it comes to ideas and putting things out there, especially on social media and just documentation, it's knowing how to put how you want things to turn out and just put it out there to the world to see what kind of reactions you get from people. Because a lot of the times people are like always thinking, oh, what if people don't like it? And what if I do this and it don't turn out the way I want it and this and that? I realize, man, it's just knowing how to just keep this ball rolling with this culture and not worry about what people think or say and just do it for the love and do it because you're passionate about it. Anything that comes out of it as far as money, fame, or whatever, that's just extra. It's just a test to see
Right.
with and without that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad a lot of people stay humble, man. I always do my best to never let that stuff go to my head ever. And I'm sure back when I was doing industry work, I never really looked at it like that. I looked at it
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm just doing this just to get famous and make money. Maybe for like a year, I was thinking that I was probably feeling like that. Like, oh, okay, so I'm getting famous, making money now. But at the end of the day, bro, it's all about just the gift of life itself. That money and fame, it comes and goes straight up.
Right. Yeah, somebody had put basically style they put it down so much that they don't even get flown out to judge like any of these competitions. Like none of the members, barely even Crumbs though, bro. But everybody else, J Rock, like Super Dave, Remind is like nobody's reaching out to them, and that's crazy.
I'll tell you this. Nowadays, some people either they're not connected or
Hmm.
don't they don't look at them like the iconic b-boys like people like us do.
I know.
They don't
Yeah.
that help rebirth and pave the way for this new generation, which I'm hoping, man, a lot of these people will understand, and respect and know that, if it wasn't for our generation in the late 90s to really like bring it back to reality and show people that even now, especially how much is blowing up by even, like I said, just going to the Olympics period, that was like the main goal for a lot of b-boys, but just the fact that it's still alive and well, because I'll say like this, man, we're at that day and age, Mikey, where you got a lot of favoritism. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh yeah.
about who you know kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not connected to those people, they're not going to want to have you a judge. There's a lot. I used to judge a good amount, but
That's what it's about.
yeah, what I'm saying, you got to be either you got to know somebody and be connected, or these people got to be like, hey, this guy's blowing it up. We need to actually get this guy to judge because he's doing big things now. And I'm telling
Hmm.
you, the main reason why people hit me up is because they probably see me doing things on TV and winning all sorts of events back in my prime. But really, I did it for the love, and I didn't care about the any big headedness or any kind of like, I'll just say that feeling of thinking I'm better than anybody because I'm doing things in the industry or just making more money type of thing. I always stay humble, and I always will, man. And I'm glad, you know, people nowadays are, you know, continuing to do their best to keep this art form alive and well, but people got to just make sure to stay humble.
Right. Odds Mars said Crumbs and Remind have a lot of children in the scene and people doing their moves and their styles. I see it though, bro. Like, you know that sweep where the leg it kind of goes under, it keeps going under.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Remind to me that was his shit though, bro. And to now it's like a standard move with with
Yep.
footwork, but it's still like it was inspirable with him because he never. If you notice, Remind never did complete like full 360. He kind of just did like it was like half
Yeah. Yeah.
steps.
Like
But he
Remind what he,
always but he always swept that leg under. You know what I'm talking about? Where the leg goes
yep,
under the knee or something. It's like a leg swipe or a leg sweep.
yeah, it was like a signature little undersweep move he would
Right.
do with his foot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody does that today right now. Everybody, even the
Yeah.
girls.
A lot of people, they see it. And even with me, bro, I'm not going to lie, Remind would do certain moves that would inspire me to want to do a flip it and make it my own. Some people would just take the move and just add to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when you can, you know, it's not really flipping it. If you're taking it and then doing something else after it, you're just adding to it. You know, that is kind of a bite still. But if people are like doing it and flipping it in their own way to where, even with my atomic roll, you know, I don't think just because I'm the first person that jumped in the air and dove down on my back, and especially doing it in a film, you know, for the entire world to see me do, I don't think that that's, you know, my move that I think that nobody can do ever just because I jump high. They flip it, and they do that similar move. Like who is it that's doing it right now? Phil from Squadron. He does a move similar to it, but it's different because he does like a
Oh,
full twist.
oh
He's
yeah.
done it again.
Okay.
Like he did that move against me in Little Rock when we battled them in a 2-on-2, and you'll have to see the battle. We ended up actually, it almost went to doing a tiebreaker, but I'll just say like this: me and Little Rock ended up losing 2-on-2 against, I think it was Keeves, and I think it was him and Phil, and he did that move against me, and I didn't even do my atomic roll against him after that. But you have to see the moves like that. If people twist it like how you know they flip it how Phil did and do like a little full twist to it to that little dive like that, I don't consider it a bite straight up. I think that people, if they know how
Okay.
to flip these type of things, I'll tell you like that. I'll tell you like this, man. Just stay original. You know, even if you flip
Right.
somebody's original signature move, as long as you flip it, it's not gonna be a bite. And honestly, my opinion about Boogie Brats, I see that question.
Yeah.
I think Boogie Brats are always gonna be an iconic crew that put it down for their time, and I'm sure will be looked at as people that put it down. And the documentation that they have online, especially people like B-Boy Casper, you know, and New School cats that got down with the crew, they put it down. But I'll be real with you, man. Boogie Brats, I can't really say are that active anymore. I can honestly say that. They're really a very iconic B-boys like me, but they're not as active as they used to be.
You want me to tell you the truth about the Boogie Rats? This is on record though, bro. K-Mel said Boogie Rats don't exist anymore.
That's why I said they're not active. They're not that active anymore, you know?
He said they don't exist though, bro. Like it's not even a crew.
Well, I'll say it like this. I think that as far as is that everybody that was down from the crew, they're all existing. I just think the
Yeah,
crew name,
that's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, that we're down with it. They're all doing their thing. I'm sure, you know, running off just on their own journeys. As far as that crew name, maybe KML just said, you know what, it's all good, y'all. I don't even want this name anymore. Because if I was KML, I would have just hold on to that name and just put it under his belt. Like, okay, I made up this crew name and that's his crew. You know what I mean? Because with Killafornia, even though I helped come up with the crew name, me and Maston and Stilo and all that, you know, we're still I still consider Stilo and Maston Killafornia, but we're not as active as this new school Killafornia generation is because they're that next generation taking it on to that next level, going to the Olympics and doing what they got to do to keep it alive and well. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to just pass that torch. And I feel like with Killafornia, I passed that torch to this next generation. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm not down with Killafornia. Remember, I'm always going to be consider myself Killafornia. But as far as Boogie Brats go, nothing but respect for every single member, bro. They killed it for all the time they did it. Even K-Mel, man. K-Mel, he took it to the farthest he could as far as the underground scene, industry,
Yeah,
and even doing street performing. You know, so I give it up to just that name alone, all the people that put it down.
right, right. What I was gonna say though too. When Casper moved to Los Angeles though, bro, I noticed like breaking has shifted. I noticed when he came to Cali though, bro, I noticed that like breaking just became like everybody started getting into like the brand new old school, meaning like everybody started doing footwork and everybody was wearing jean jackets. People started wearing like belt buckles again, like, and I kind of noticed that like Casper had brought like a new energy to LA though. Like, how'd you feel about that time? Like around, I'd say like 2005,
Man,
2006.
it's crazy you say that, bro, because B-Boy Casper, he knows this. When I went to Vancouver, Canada for an event out there, trying to think of the name of it, but it was a really dope event I went to out there, and my homie Liquid Dennis represents the Killer brand. He was out there where I met him and Casper. Casper was really young. He was just a popper back then. He wasn't breaking. Long story short, when he moved to Cali, he started going to Hollywood Boulevard
Yep.
and started street with me and the Hollywood Troopers. Basically, we came up with the name Hollywood Troopers because we were a bunch of cats from different crews that just kind of showed up to Hollywood Boulevard and wanted to street perform. And he was still popping back then, but he really got into breaking once he started hanging out with K-Mel. After he did like
Yeah.
he did an award show, I think with Puff Daddy or something, and he was popping on there. And then after that, he started going to breaking events, and especially after he was hitting with us in Hollywood Boulevard and started. Mel, K-Mel was the one that really kind of like opened that door for, I think, Casper to how to do foundation and have that East Coast mentality and that whole vibe to him. You know, I mean,
Right.
K-Mel, I guarantee, was that main source that why he was able to really, go that direction as far as the breaking. But
I seen that shift though too because I heard that animation was his teacher. Because I seen some footage with animation and Casper popping though, bro.
That's why
Casper's this little white kid with the little white gloves on.
Yep, that's why he was always into popping at first, because of animation. Rest in peace to his soul, Animation, man. I used to always see him at Venice Beach. Rest in peace to his soul.
That dude was the king of. If I have to name the king of like hitters, it would have to be Animation.
Oh yeah,
His crowd was ridiculous though, bro. First time I seen him was probably 96 at Venice though, bro. He must have had like at least 200 people watching him though, bro.
He was the one, man. Literally, like, I'll tell you like this, Animation, man, that dude was an iconic, just popping LA, I'll just say someone in the underground hip hop scene, a lot of people just had no clue his struggle that he went through. That dude, he was hood, super hood, and just put it down, especially at Radiotron. Like, he was one of the most iconic poppers there. Every time I would go there, he was just, Animation would just always stand out. And you would look at him like, man, this guy, he really understands this culture, especially when it comes to just popping. You know what I mean? Because he was.
Oh yeah, Animation's OG though, bro. From the stories I got from Caesar and Carmelo, like because original Radiotron is about 2 blocks from me. He used to sleep at Radiotron though, bro. I guess he was a troubled teen, so his mom kicked him out, and Carmelo let him stay at Radiotron though, bro. They had like an upstairs, and he would stay there and practice.
Yeah. Now, Animation, I'll be real, man. He humble, very down to earth person, but yeah, he had that hood mentality where he didn't care, where he was.
Oh, he didn't know, bro.
I mean, he was passionate about. He was happy. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely didn't want to run. Had that hood mentality to where, yeah, Animation, man. He stood ground.
Yo, bro, somebody told me he was at the 3rd Street Promenade, and I guess he was doing the show, and somebody was like dissing him, bro. I think they used a racial slur. They said that fool, like, he stopped the show. That fool went into his backpack, bro, and he pulled out a fucking burner, though, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. No, he was hood.
He pulled out a burner, and that fool cut out, though, bro. That's how Animation was hood. The first time I seen him, he had his shirt off, bro, and he had a blue rag in his pocket with some Dickies. And I was like, yo, is this nigga a Crip, though? Like, I think he was still gangbanging those / popping.
Yeah, I'm sure he was, bro. I wouldn't know too deeply into if he was like a Blood or a Crip or whatever, but if he was pulled,
he was a Crip. He was a Crip when I first seen him. Like, first time I seen him was the X-Men's versus Style Elements, and he was there, and he had a blue Pendleton on with some black Dickies and a blue rag in his pocket.
Yeah. There was a time too where like a lot of the people that were involved in breaking or even the scene, there was a time and generation where gang activity was crazy, especially where he grew up, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, South Central.
South Central, especially, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's where they film like Boys in the Hood and all that stuff, right? Like crazy movies up there.
Yeah. Yo, Jedek, James Ski said, I remember seeing you at the MTV Spring Jam. What's that about?
MTV Spring Jam. I'm trying to think right now. MTV. What have I done for MTV? Oh man, I'm trying to think what year that was. I've done some stuff for MTV. I'm just trying to think of what event. What event did I do? I know there were
Yeah.
two things I did do on MTV, but I'm trying to like, yeah, no, I don't remember, man. To be honest, I don't.
You can't really remember that? Okay.
Spring Break Jam for MTV. I'm trying to think. It's been so long, probably, bro. I can't even remember that Spring Break. I'll have to look back on the footage, to be honest. But
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yo, Jedek, do you remember a crew that was up north? They used to make noise for themselves. DSD1.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on. Before you get onto that question, there was
Yeah.
a show thing where they had like I think it was Cisco was like what do you call it? Was hosting, and it was like me and Gons from Style Elements and a few other people, but Gons from Style Elements actually he used to give anything I did on MTV. Usually Gons from
You
Style.
said you were dancing to club music.
Yeah. That was something that Cisco. It was actually DJ Scribbles. I think it was. I wasn't even breaking though. We were there just to do background thinking. It wasn't even breaking. We were just doing background, bro. I'll be real with you. It took work like that to get Gons from Style Elements. He was the one actually that. Yeah. No, it might have been Cisco Shakedown. It could have been that, but to be honest. I was just there doing extra work, to be honest, bro. I wasn't even there to be doing anything other than just that was extra work, to be honest with you. That had nothing to do with me, my
Okay.
break life. That was the industry work stuff, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if anybody
Okay.
wants why I was on that show, B-Boy Gons from Style Elements crew hit me up and one day and was like, "Yo, Jedek, you want to do some extra work for Hollywood?"
Oh yeah, I remember he used to tell me about that when he lived in LA. He said he used to be an extra. He would sit in like on TV shows.
Exactly. So B-Boy Gons from Style Elements crew was the one that would hit me up to do extra work. So whoever see me on that show, yeah, B-Boy Gons was the one that got me to do that, and I
How
just
much
showed
how
up.
how much would extras get though, Jedek? What was the day of extra being on the set? How much did you guys make?
Honestly, not much, bro. Maybe like less than $100 a day. You know,
I know. Yeah, I would hear that story though, bro. Like,
but extra work, you didn't get paid much, but yeah, man. I'll tell you like this, though, bro. It helped pave the way because it helped me put stuff on my resume for people to want to.
mm,
It was all just to get stuff on my resume and just to be doing industry work back then because there wasn't much, man. When we first started getting into breaking, there was not much industry work at all, but no auditions or nothing. It was all just extra work and just like reality
okay.
shows, and that was kind of like a reality TV type of a show.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. So Jedek, for you, like what was your highlight battle that you say that when you think about breaking? Like what was one of your highlights for you in your breaking career that you was like, yo, this battle was um like it was like the shit for me though. The reason why I'm asking that because for me, if I had to pick one and you can watch it on YouTube, is when I battled Machine.
Yeah,
That was a highlight for me though, bro. That was like a stepping stone because I remember Machine, he looked at me and he said, I'm gonna eat you alive, nigga. And he took off his shirt
yeah.
and he was down with Flexible Flav and Abe was the judge.
Mm,
And I looked at the DJ, I told him put on the music and everybody was like, eat him up, Machine, eat him up. And I was like, it's not gonna happen though,
mm.
bro. It's not gonna happen. So for me, that was like my highlight for me as being a B-boy. What was your highlight for you?
Like you mean as far as like being like battling somebody, I
Yeah,
would say. You,
on somebody that you remember like to this day. Like I remember clearly how that battle
yeah.
started. That's what I'm saying. I'm detailed. I remember when he took off his shirt and he's all, I'm gonna eat you alive. I was like, yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah, I'll tell you straight up like this. Probably people don't probably realize it, but when Zemex in
Oh
Miami, he
yeah.
started calling me out, and we became right. You know, then like that was like my first, I could honestly say most memorable, like people that when I look back on footage, I'm just like, man, we went at raw, hardcore on the concrete. I would say when me and Zemex had our rivalry and we went at it on the concrete in Miami at the Pro-Am. But I could honestly say though, like when I look back at as far as like setup battles, I could honestly say even B-Boy Legacy, when I battled against Legacy at
Oh, Legacy.
like when we battled
Okay.
like Hookah Roast the Most, a lot of people probably thought I was gonna get smoked by Legacy at
Oh,
Hookah Roast the Most. So
oh, can I watch that right now?
we went 10 rounds. Yeah. If you go on
Can
my
I watch it?
yeah, it's on my channel. Just look up my channel and you'll see it on there. Just type in B-Boy Enerjetik versus Legacy and B-Boy Legacy and it should pop up. But yeah,
Mm.
my channel though, bro. If not, I'll just send you the link. But yeah, bro, we went.
Okay, send me the link though, bro, because I'll watch it straight up from there.
That was a really a highlight battle because I feel like me and Legacy were two iconic b-boys from the East and the West Coast, and we even talk about it. We went at it 10 rounds, and I think a lot of people did. You know, they didn't know what to expect. They probably thought I was going to get smoked, but me and Legacy definitely we held it down. I think I gassed Legacy out, you know, a little bit. He was tired. I never, honestly, you'll notice towards the end of the battle, I start running out of energy towards like my 7th or 8th round, or maybe even like 8th or 9th. But yeah, towards the end of the battle, I started gassing up. But I could tell Legacy, he just probably wasn't having that good of a day. Because he's, honestly, I've seen Legacy do a lot better. But he's, nowadays, I give it props to Legacy, man. He put it down for his time. He got a full head of gray now, but I'm just.
Oh, yeah, that fool is super great up, though, bro. And basically, he's a millionaire, too, though, bro. You know that, right?
I'll tell you like this, Legacy, he got nothing else to prove. He's making more than enough money. But as far as his,
oh yeah,
I battled him when he had a full head of like normal colored hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but yeah, and I wasn't even too long ago, man. It's crazy how people get gray hair so quick.
Yeah. I think a lot of gray hair probably comes from like stress.
Yeah, either stress or they
what
do you call it? It could be just in the genes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
something passed on.
Yeah. Somebody said I liked the Killafornia versus Boogie Brats though, and Casper killed it. What battle was that?
That might have been when me and Little Rock battled him and Smurf 2-on-2.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and there was even a time. I mean, there were times too where I was entering competitions with Casper, but we did do it. Me and Little Rock did battle Papa Smurf and Casper, and we did lose to them in the finals. And it was crazy because before they started beating, that's how it kind of happens, bro. You start winning, just like with Crumbs, you know, how him and like Flowmaster and Salamis, a lot of competitions, all of a sudden, boom, cats start coming up, and then you start losing competitions. That's kind of how it was for me and Little Rock because we were beating people like, you know, before that, and all of a sudden, boom, it just like that, you know. And then also, yeah, Top Dog as well. You know what I'm saying? That was another battle. You know what I'm saying? When I think we battled him at Top Dog. But yeah, we've had a few little run-ins with you know, Battle Monkeys in Killafornia though. That's probably like 2 of the battles that happened that I feel like, you know, they were iconic, you know, definitely.
That's dope though, bro. Like, man. So hip hop, August 11th, 1973. This is the 50-year anniversary, though, bro. Basically for b-boys too, because breaking was the introduction to hip hop. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, does that even cross your mind? I mean, for me, it inspired me to be able to be like, you know what? I'm going hard, not only for myself, but for the culture, bro. And that means that everything that I do, I'm doing 200% because hip hop turned 50. The b-boy turned 50, bro, this year.
Definitely, bro. I'll tell you like this, bro.
50.
Honor, and it's just legendary, you know, just to think about how long, you know, this culture has been alive and well, and knowing that it's
50 years though, bro. 50 years.
Lasting that long and still be just here iconically, like I said, going to the Olympics with the breaking, but also just the scene period to be alive, you know, just to know that people are still keeping it alive because it can die out. Things can die out quick, go back under, but it's alive and well now more than ever. And I think that, like I said, this pandemic is just really the one thing that's stopping a lot of things from happening with the culture, I'm sure, especially the breaking, you know, aspect.
Right. But you know what, Jake, this is my personal opinion. I think hip hop or breaking would and still be all right without the Olympics though, bro, because like if you really think about it, like people say it's gonna get exposed to everybody. It's so exposed right now, bro. There's not a cartoon that I can see on Netflix where I don't see some character breaking. It's in the Transformer movies, one of the robots, like he's a b-boy. He folds his arms. This fool did some windmills. He got up, he was and I was like, damn, bro, like this shit is in like $1 million movies though, bro. So for me, I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis like on the Olympics. I respect that, but for me, like hip hop is like, I think it will still thrive and do without the Olympics. So that's just my point of view, though.
Oh yeah, I feel like, I mean, all the Olympics is something that a lot of people talked about. They wish it would make it to the Olympics. You know, it was just something that goal that people in the breaking scene wanted to go to. You know, like just because it goes to the Olympics, it's not like it's, you know, the biggest thing in the world. I just think it's just
No.
a goal for a lot of the b-boys that are competing, for a lot of the competitors. Because if you're not a competitor, you know, it's not really something as big as, you know, you would think you would want it to be, unless you do compete or go to the Olympics and see it live, and just see the big rebirth of it all, because of the fact that now once it goes to the Olympics, bro, it's like I said, just like with the Step Up franchise, all of a sudden industry work's going to come back around, and there's going to be more doors.
It is.
That's what it is, though. I'll be real with you, man. It's just like another franchise coming back around to make it bigger than it was before.
You know what? And like with that being said, though, like we're gonna keep it real because that's what I'm about with you.
Yeah, yeah.
When the Olympics come around, all these jobs are gonna start popping up, and then the haters are gonna come. The fools are gonna surface up, though, bro, big time, though, bro. That's one thing we never really talk about, like with breaking, though. You know, it's like there's a lot of oppositions, though, bro, when opportunities come up, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that you had your share of hate though too though, bro. And I noticed that when things start like really start escalating, you get a lot of people that just be like, yo, don't hire him. You know, this guy's shady, like this and that. Like, how do you thrive when you know everybody's against you, Jeddick? Like you personally, how do you thrive?
I thrive. I'll be real with you. I take it in as a positive thing because I feed off of it. Negative
Can,
energy, I feed off of it. It makes me want to
can I add something to that
yeah.
though too, Jeddick? And you're right though. You said you thrive off it. I've learned from my experience though, bro, is like you're not doing good if people's not talking about you.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, just
Yeah, if nobody's talking about you, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
yeah, yeah. As long as your name's coming out their mouth, obviously you're doing something right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's your, there's good or bad. A lot of people, they look at it like, oh yeah, just because so and so ain't doing this in the scene, or ain't blowing it up in the industry anymore, all of a sudden he's a no name. It's like, no, there's history that's been made, documented, and it can never be relived. You know what I'm saying? I can never go back
Right.
and perform with James Brown and Genuine and at BET's 20th anniversary ever again. That was a one-time thing. So it's stuff like that. Even when you make the history and it's documented, as long as you have the living proof to show people that, yo, honestly, y'all, we only live once. So live this life as the fullest as you can and stop hating. You know
You
what I'm
know
saying?
what I call them? You know what I call haters? Motivators.
Oh, yeah.
I
Motive
call
haters.
them motivators though, bro. The more that I hear, you know, Mikey ain't this, Mikey's doing this, like I get excited because I'm like, yo, like, all right, like my name is still relevant. Like that's crazy though, bro. It's
Oh,
like I'm still relevant and I'm not even in sight.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is to me, it's like, bro, like you hate me and we don't even know each other. I must be doing good. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I thrive off it though, bro, to
No
be honest with you.
doubt.
I call them motivators though. And that's the reason why like I want to do these interviews and keep them going because it's like the more that I feel like people just like, you know what? He ain't really doing too much. It's like, all right, then like let me show and prove because hip hop's always been about showing and proving. That's why it's called hip hop.
Yeah.
We don't stop, or hip hop don't stop, or can't stop, whatever
Yeah.
you want to say.
Hip hop won't stop, can't stop, won't stop.
Exactly. And that's us though, because Karis once said it, you're not hip hop. We are, you're not doing hip hop, you are hip hop.
Yeah.
Literally, you are the physical embodiment of hip hop.
Yeah.
It's not something you do, it's who you are.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, bro. Straight up. We're all human beings. Just because we have a name and we're given a name at birth, we're still human. You know what I'm saying? And that means we're all human. You know, just like in breaking, if you're involved in hip hop, you are hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah, that's the bottom line though, bro. Like, yeah, so if when people say like hip hop's not the same or hip hop's dying out, if you're alive and you're doing well, bro, hip hop is doing good. I feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like hip hop is booming, bro, because if I'm doing good and I'm putting out videos on a consistent basis and I'm getting interviews,
Yeah.
to me hip hop is thriving because I am.
Oh,
I'm the representation of hip hop.
oh, yeah, definitely, bro. I mean, no matter what, bro, life is what we make of it. So if you make the most out of hip hop and you put it to its fullest potential as you can throughout your life, you're always going to be hip hop and you're going to be living it to its fullest extent and make it alive and well because hip hop will never die. You got to look at it.
No.
It'll never die. And it's the same thing with life. We got to go about life and just creating longevity. And that's the same thing with hip hop. You know, we got to continue to create the longevity and just strive for more and for better, you know, and do our best to keep it alive and well, and continue to just look at it as a real, just iconic, just dance form that is always going to be very, I'll just say, sacred. You know what I mean? Just like
It
with the
is.
Indians, very sacred, bro. Like with the Indians, when they would dance around making those noises around the fire pits and all that, it's the same thing with ciphers. You know what I'm saying? That's why they, you know, they did that, because it was like a cipher.
Happy birthday. Yeah, right. Somebody put happy 50th birthday
Hip,
to hip hop though. You know, whoever said that, like I appreciate you sharing that. Also, if you guys got any questions and the people are watching, you want to throw at me and Jedek while we're here,
yeah,
we can answer that. And Jedek, I have something for
it
you.
was good.
Like, if you want to ask me something, like, feel free to ask me if you want to ask me anything though, bro, because I'm down
Yeah,
to share my information with you. Is there anything that you might want to ask, like from your point of view
I'll
to
be
me?
real with you, Mikey. There is one question I will ask you, bro. I'll
Hmm.
tell you like this: who is your biggest inspiration in the breaking scene? Like,
Right
who's
now,
one of your, as far as like of all time, like in your
of all
mind, the
time,
breaking? Who do you first think of first when it comes to just the breaking scene? Just as
of
far as
all time.
just b boys, I'll just say, just out of any b boy right now, when you think about, okay, who is like one of the people I feel like keeps it real. Oh, it doesn't even have to be anybody old school. It could be somebody that you know really well. Just a name of somebody that you feel like has always kept it real with you, always keeps it real in the scene, and never sold out.
Not because I've known him like all my life, but I have to say Romine because even though I don't see him though, bro, it's like he's so like I watch his footage and I look at him. I met Romine when he was
Yeah,
14.
oh,
He was
it is.
14 years old, bro. He didn't have 90% of the shit that he had. He didn't even have it though, bro. He didn't have none of that, but his energy was so dope
Yeah,
that I remember people used to think that he was black. They'd be like, yo, that black dude's dope. I'd be like, he's not black though, bro.
you know,
Because he used to have the little twisties
yeah,
on his head.
yeah. I remember that Radiotron.
So when I think about him, like to me, he embodies like the whole energy of like breaking because I remember seeing this dude go to a jam,
Heard up.
walk into a circle, and it must have been like maybe about 8 Asian dudes. This fool went in there and dismantled all of them by himself. He smoked all 8 dudes by himself. I've never seen anybody do that before. Go into a circle and just take out like a whole circle by himself. It was just only him.
Word. I'll tell you like this, bro. That's the one person I can honestly say, especially from the West Coast. He's definitely one of my most iconic b-boys that inspire me to just want to put it down for the West Coast and still put it down, still to this day. And for him to
Hmm.
have Venice Beach perform with me and did it up with me and lived it up in the Valley, and just came back to Southern Cali and just documented with me and made history. Remind, bro, I'll say it like this. I'm glad you mentioned his name, bro, because I was going to say the same exact thing if you would have asked me. I was about to say Remind too, because
Right, right,
he's
right.
my godfather. He gave me my name. And I think Ken Swift is the best of his time. Remind was the person that I really rebirthed the scene to a point where he even got someone like me to want to take it to another level and just keep it there and know that as long as the history is made and documented, it's all living proof now. You know what I mean?
Right,
And we know
right,
that ain't around right now in the scene active. It's living proof. Period.
right,
And
right. Jeddick, somebody had threw this question and they said, can you give me your current opinion on how big brands have taken our culture and handled it in an unreal way though? Like, what is your opinion on that? How,
Monster Energy and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. How they basically, they took it and they run it. They run everything though, bro. You go to a jam, it can be like the noodle breakers though, bro. You maybe see like 20 people there, but when it's Monster or Red Bull though, bro, it's like the whole city shows up.
Yeah, I'll be real, man. I think it's smart to a certain extent because these sponsors, they're out there. You know, they're promoting their products and they're getting people to want to, go to these events and put money into it. The only thing about certain types of brands, it's all depending on, if it's, energy drinks and all that, depending on how much people are focused, whether it's their health, because it's all depending on your diet, because Monster Energy drink, it is a drink, you know, and it's a company that makes a lot of money. But I think for me right now, I would really try to go with some sponsorships as far as like clothing companies. But I feel like Monster
Yeah.
and Red Bull, they have a lot of money to invest into it. So
Billion,
that's the most
billionaires. It's a billion-dollar
that's the reason
company.
why it's important for these guys to be a part of it. That's, I can honestly say, for these dudes to be able to invest paper into it, they got, they got my go, I mean, to go with it and run with it, as far as just making all these events possible, but not, trying to say, oh yeah, just because of this company and this brand or whatever, this is all possible. But knowing that the fact that they're supporting just the culture period, you know what I'm saying, is always going to be something that I'm always going to be all for. As long as it's keeping it alive, whether it's, for sponsors, whatever, people are, doing something smart with their money and all that, I'm all for it, bro. As long as people are able to eat off of it.
My only issue, with the brands like Monsters and like Rockstar and stuff, to be honest with you, Jeddick, because because you're on a health tip for me. Like 20 years down the road, if you're drinking these energy drinks, though, bro, everybody's gonna be in bad shape. You won't see it now. You won't see it now, but if you keep consuming that shit, it's gonna turn into sugar diabetes.
Yep.
It's gonna turn into hypertension. It's gonna turn into high blood pressure.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, where would those companies be at, though, bro, when you're laying in a hospital bed and you've been breaking for them for like 15, 20 years, and you've been drinking those drinks, and now all of a sudden you have a heart condition, you have an irregular heartbeat, though? Like, how do you feel about that?
I'll be real. A lot of people got to be more health conscious, because there's a way to avoid it, even if you're drinking those drinks. It's just people have to be aware of detox and keep the body alkaline, because anything we drink is all a big part of population control, especially soda, anything with like aspartame or syrup. But as far as like being health conscious with those kind of sponsorships and all that, you can't ever depend on being health conscious from that. But I will honestly say though, man, as far as just, it is a little crazy to, get these kind of like crazy drinks to put in our bodies and be sponsorships and all that. But I feel like, man, our health is our wealth.
Because I think about, I'm sorry to cut you off, because I think about long term.
I
think
feel like
where would you be 20 years from now? Like today's guys that's a part of that that company, and you're drinking those drinks, though, bro. Like, where would your health be at 20 years from now?
I think if people aren't health conscious, if they do drink those drinks, I don't drink those drinks. I'll be real with you. I don't drink energy drinks.
Drink them though too, though, bro. Like, I had a crazy episode with that, and I had to let it go.
I could imagine. And I'll say like this, man.
Yeah, bro.
Just support it. I'm sure do a lot for the money. But it is what it is. As far as the actual, if you ask me what I think about Monster Energy drink and Red Bull, like as far as what the ingredients and all that they put in that stuff, I'm not about the stuff that they put in their products. But as far as sponsoring events and stuff that they're willing to put money up for, I'm about that. If they're willing to support the events and all that. But as far as, I know they're doing it, of course, to sell, I'm sure, and promote their brand and all that. But like I said, the people, that consume it, that's up to those people individually, I would say. But I'm not.
Right, you're right.
It is a little crazy though to think about it. Like, man, what these sponsors are. They're supporting these events with their brands, and it's kind of like a little crazy to be putting this stuff in our bodies for energy drinks. But not everybody's health conscious enough, or should I say conscious enough, to even understand and know when people can. Basically, we kill ourselves through our diet. We kill ourselves,
right?
And that's a big part of. Whenever you drink something, it can mess with your stomach and get you sick and die. But the best, people got to detox. People got to juice. People got to get more health conscious, and you can avoid all that, bro. Honestly, there's just a way to avoid it if you know how to be immune to the system.
Rebecca had put, I know someone that died from drinking the energy drinks. I wouldn't doubt that though, bro, because that shit speeds up your heart, and it's like you can have like a panic attack though, bro, and you can have like a failure of heart though, bro, because of those drinks though. And that's one thing that they don't talk to you about though, bro. They just want you like drink it, and you see people with the cup and they're drinking it, but like, what about when you're at home and that shit's making your heart speed up in the middle of the night, and you're just like,
I'll say like this, bro. It's basically the same thing with COVID-19 and the vaccine population. And if people aren't aware about population control, I'll tell you like this, bro. People are dying of even just from getting the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I want to talk about dying from drinking energy drinks. I'll say like this, man. Stop getting vaccines. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's controlling the population now more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, here letting people know that it's good to make money and get sponsorships from people, but be aware of what you're putting in your body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Please. I'm saying that too. Like I've been in the scene for a long time. And I had to change up my diet though, bro, because if I want to continue just to even live, not only for the scene, but for myself. So, bro, like we talked about Energetic, like I got a juicer in the kitchen though, bro. Turmeric, um, you said Energetic?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, turmeric, ginger, lemon water, black seed oil, ashwagandha, sea moss, like
Yeah.
all those things. I eat those things every day though, bro, and I feel a big difference from my body. Honestly, I went to McDonald's though, bro, and like I tried to eat something like that, Jeddick.
Yeah.
It tore my stomach up though, bro. I didn't know. I feel like my body inside was having an earthquake because my body it wasn't happy with that junk food anymore though, bro.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you like this, bro. It's your body is reacting because your immune system is getting stronger. That's why
Yeah.
they call it system. That's why you got to be immune
Mm.
to the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that you're doing that, bro. I would recommend for anybody out there that's watching this right now, start
Uh-huh.
your day off. People need to start off with alkaline in their body. Start off with some alkaline water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me, I start off with a ginger shot. I put a little bit of turmeric in it. Take that shot first, and I'll drink a glass of carrot juice or green juice or any type of juice that I feel like I need after the shot. And then after that, bro, I just start my breakfast with some oatmeal to keep my, lower my.
Ooh.
And throughout
Right.
the day, drinking on like protein shakes. I'd be juicing throughout the day. And honestly, bro, I really have like one really big full meal, and that's like dinner, like a beans and rice.
Okay.
And I'll say like this, man, cut out red meat. You know what I'm saying? Cut out all the
Yeah.
processed. Do your best to stick to a really good diet. And people just got to remember, man, our health is our wealth. We're at a day and age now where there's a cure probably for every health issue known to man, except they're trying to control the population now more than ever, that they'll do whatever they can to just kill people off. You know what I'm saying?
Turmeric is amazing. Everybody that's watching right now,
Yes.
turmeric, however you want to say it, it's for inflammation. I noticed though, bro, my inflammation went down. I can feel my body cooling down once I put turmeric into my body.
And it goes in your bloodstream. So it also cleans
Yeah.
it well. And I'll tell you like this, bro, you want to put a little turmeric in the ginger shot to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, turmeric in the ginger shot will make sure it goes through your bloodstream and cleans it all out. And turmeric even in tea, like you put it in a little bit of tea or juice or anything, I'd recommend the ginger shot though. And I'll tell you like this, bro. Yeah, that's a way to create longevity and be focused on a better future in life when it comes to your health. Straight up.
Yeah.
Especially.
Because that's what it's about. Like everybody that's watching, like y'all know we're talking about breaking and we love it, but in order to continue like to break 20 more years from now, you have to do those things, or you have to literally follow that blueprint, so your body can sustain, like drops and head spins and like neck injuries and muscle spasms and stuff like that. Yeah.
Stretching. I'll be real with you, man. Stretching is something that I used to do a lot. I used to stretch a lot, and not too much, but enough to where right before I would break, my body felt ready. Stretching, do certain types of stretches though. After one day, when I get a chance, if you ever go to the homeland practice, I'll show you some stretches, as well as even calisthenics, bro. A little bit of calisthenics sometimes, but more than anything, the right stretches and just even warming up. You know what I'm saying? And doing your best, bro, to just vibe out and let that music just take you in the direction that you're supposed to go on, because it's
right.
You know what I mean?
Jeddick, somebody said in the comments, like, how do you feel about today's music in battles, though? Do you like the new music that they're playing?
I feel like nowadays the music it's dope. It's just you can tell they're really trying to play original beats, so they don't, they can play it on certain like things online or even on TV. They're trying to make up their own beats and stuff, but I wouldn't say as dope as it used to be. They're still doing, like, I'd say like people like DJ Irvin and even they play the right breaks, and even DJ Abel. You know what I'm saying? But there's just certain DJs, they just don't know. They don't know the right breaks to play or the right music. But some events though, I do question these DJs sometimes, wondering like, wait, what are these guys playing? You know what I'm saying? But I haven't any events lately. The last event I went to was B-Boy Summit, you know, and I really didn't want to go to freestyle session. I was really burnt out, and I had to do the show that weekend of me and Little Rock and a few of the homies from Killafornia. We opened up for a group, underground hip hop crew, that night. So the night before, I'm sorry, the last day of freestyle session. And man, I really wish I would have been there, but yeah, I couldn't make it to freestyle session this past time around. And it was 2022. It was the last one, right towards the end of 2022, right? Freestyle.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been.
I just want
I wish I,
right. I just want to say something to April and Rebecca that's watching. I appreciate you guys though, because yeah, we're just trying to like, you know, inspire you guys though, like to, you know what I'm saying, to level up though with your health though. But turmeric and ginger and what Jeddick is saying though, like
yeah.
I I I've learned though, like I have to like just submit to like these ideas because like
Oh yeah.
it's just so much healthy for your immune system though. Like my immune system is pretty strong and I haven't got no shots. I didn't get no
Word.
boosters and I've been negative this whole time though, bro. But I've been putting in all the right things into my body every single day.
What you want to do, bro? I'll tell you like this, man. You want to continue. You want to develop good habits, cut out the bad ones, focus
Hmm.
on longevity, you know, and keep that faith strong. No matter what religion people believe, just keep your faith strong. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? We all have
yeah.
a deal, and the time is now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do.
And now, yeah.
You know, we got to
I've
do our
learned that
best.
though too. Yeah.
You know, go
The
ahead. What were
time
you saying?
is no, I was gonna say the time is now because I heard somebody say that too. And I've always believed in this though. When people say like, I'm gonna wait till like, you know, to the summertime or nah, I'm gonna wait till I get a little bit money or uh, I'm gonna wait till like, you know, my bag start. It's like if you're gonna do something, do it now.
Oh yeah, straight
Literally
up.
do it now though. Like
Mm-hmm.
I seen my best friend Tyrell Martinez though basically pass away right in front of me though,
Yeah.
bro. We were having conversation on Instagram and he showed me a screenshot of him sitting in the hospital like with tubes in his nose though, bro, and IVs.
Wow.
And he told me, Mikey, he said, how you been? I said, I'm good, Tyrell. I said, what's up with you, bro? He's all, I almost passed away. And I said, dang, bro, I'm glad you're still alive. And he's like, yeah, I'll get back to you. 2 weeks later, rest in peace, Tyrell Martinez. That shit broke my heart though, bro.
As bro, rest in peace to his soul. And that was from COVID.
No, Tyrell, from what I was understanding, that he was doing like some type of construction job though, bro, and I guess he opened up something though, bro, and I guess he got these type of fumes that got into his lungs though, bro, basically, and like it just ate him up though, like cancer though, bro. He ended up dying. He got sick, and it shut down his lungs and everything, and then he eventually passed away. Like 2 weeks after he said he started feeling like lightheaded and his chest started hurting though, bro. And I know Tyrell since like I met Tyrell in '93.
Yeah,
Amazing guy though. Like I want to say something positive about him.
definitely.
Tyrell Martinez was a super diehard b-boy though. Did you know that he was one of the first dudes that wanted to start this road to the Olympics? He started a thing called Battle Grid, the road to the Olympics.
Word up. Nah,
Yeah.
he's talking
Mhm.
about Tyrell Spidey.
Yeah, Tyrell Spidey.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that, bro. He was actually hitting me up to do stuff. He
Mhm.
was hitting me up for some stuff, bro. And I was like, he was trying to get me involved in something like that. He was really a big part of wanting it to go to the Olympics too. So I know what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what? But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Tyrell. It was so heartbreaking for me though, bro, because it's like we're seeing each other, and then like you know, like when we get off the phone, you send me a picture of you like laying in a hospital next week, and I know he didn't want to pass away because he had like 3 kids and he had a wife, and he was doing good. He told me he finally got on his feet, like he caught up to his child support, like he was making enough money where he was able to like make payments on his house and buy himself a car. He finally got established though, bro, and like basically his life got taken away from him though, bro. So it was sad, you know. And he was young though too. I think Tyrell was probably about, how old are you, Jeddick?
I'm 40.
I think he was like 40. He had to be.
Yeah, yeah, man. Tyrell, bro. He was a legend, bro. He put it
Yeah.
down. He soul control. When I think of Spidey, I think of soul control. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me, he definitely inspired me to want to just do power. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Oh yeah.
anytime, because you never really seen Spidey doing foundation. He was all about power, and it's
He
because
loved power though, bro. He was in love with power.
that's why I had nothing. Because when I first got into breaking, I didn't even know about foundation. Bro. You know, foundation is always going to be something that I'm gonna always tell you, hey, learn your foundation too. But I was inspired from the windmill, so I know why Spidey. He was always just power oriented as far as the
Hmm.
breaking, lifestyle that he lived. And man, I'll say like this, bro. Spidey, he lived it up, bro. He definitely made it happen for his time, and I'm just glad to know at least everything he did while he was in his prime, he made it happen before he died. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
it was definitely dope to just have been able to hang out with him and conversate and just make history back when we did.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, Jedek, I know we can go on and on though, bro, but I just want to say like I appreciate you for getting on, and I know like this interview, like I know like 5 years down the road, 10 years down from the road, it's gonna be gold. I know it's gonna be gold because all my footage from back in the day, all of it's gold.
No doubt, bro. Even the little segment that you did on me when I was at Venice, bro, back
Oh
then.
yeah, that footage went gold though too though, bro. That shit blew up like
No,
it was
thank you.
crazy. I woke up one night, it was at 1,000 and some interviews, bro, overnight.
Perfect. Oh, that's dope, man. I'm really glad. Honestly, Mikey, all the success you deserve, bro. I hope the best for you always, man. And thank you again for that thing at Venice, because that video right there, now that it's viral and everything, people know, man. I
Mm-hmm.
industry work. Even after all the industry work, I went back to my roots at Venice Beach, where the Breaking movie was filmed originally, and was street
Mm.
from 2000 like 17 to like, I would say, actually I went back there. I started street performing actually back at Venice at like 2015, because
Okay.
I remember I came to Miami after doing that J Lo video with Wisin and then Ricky Martin. I stopped booking industry work. Like I had to stop doing industry work. I crashed one of my cars and I had to take the bus to Venice, bro, for like year after year after year after year until I moved to with Rapid One up in the
Okay.
valley and lived up in Tarzana. So I was paying all my bills with just street performing back then for a long,
And
all just street performing, and I was taking 2 hour
how
bus to Venice from the
how much
valley.
would a good day be for you at Venice Beach,
Back
Jedek?
then, bro, when I was there back in like 2018, 2019, I would go home with like about $200,
$200
150,
a day?
like I'd say at the most, like
That's good though, bro. Yeah, almost a
on
thousand
a
a
good
week.
day, if it was summertime, yeah. If it was summertime, but nowadays at this time of year, yeah, you'd have to be there during like the Christmas vacation time, but it's more like the summertime and the Christmas vacation time of year when it's like really cracking out in Venice Beach. But I'll tell you like this though, bro. It's tough, man. Even with this crazy pandemic going on, this new world order stuff, it's just, I get it. I understand, man. We really got to just do our best to just wake up another day and be thankful for just life, the gift of life itself, straight up.
I love life. I love back in the day, but I love today.
Straight up. That's what they call it, the present day. The gift, that's what they call it, the present day. I always say
I
that.
love back in the day, but I really love today, bro, because all I have is now. Like I'm not in the future. I'm not back in the day. I'm right now.
Oh, yeah. We live in it, Mikey. And I'll tell you like this, bro. There's a way to avoid, I'm sure, every health issue in the world, bro. It's just keep your face strong, keep your health on point, and just continue to clean that bloodstream, bro. And I'm telling you, man, alkaline water. This right here, this is like a sip of that.
Yeah.
This alkaline water, bro. That'll really help. Like when you keep your body alkaline, I'll say it like this, bro. It's gonna be really tough for these, people to control the population when alkaline water is so popular as well, and ginger
Right, right,
shots.
right.
You know?
Yeah. I just want to address Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca, for all your comments. Thank you for watching. You can add me on Instagram if you want to. I also have a YouTube channel, Mikey-Ice TV. You can subscribe to that. And Jedek has a channel if you want to shout that out too,
Yeah, I
Jedek.
got a B-boy. It's under B-boy Enerjetik. I spell it B-boy and Enerjetik for my YouTube channel, as well as also for my Instagram and Facebook. I got my fan page, as well as, yeah, man. I'll tell you like this. I'm gonna be getting back online with stuff, even like my Snapchat and Twitter and stuff. I just get a new iPhone, so I'm gonna start updating and putting more posts up. But right now, the last thing I want to tell you, Mikey, is that
Yeah.
I'm always going to be a B-boy for life. I'm always going to continue to support the scene, go to events, especially when I feel like it's safe enough. But also now, I want people to know in this world right now, I'm branching off and starting a new chapter in this, I'll just say, culture. As an underground hip hop head, I'm branching off into doing music. It's not just gonna be. It's gonna be a little bit mixed up. I'll say kind of like somewhat like Drizzy in a way, but Drake for sure. I'm sure to do music, but also from just underground hip hop music. Period. You know, all the underground hip hop kids has that put it down, and just till this day, man, I'm always just making music as another outlet, and I'll just say a professional hobby that inspires me to want to just do better in life, bro. So I'm about to. I got my SoundCloud. I'm gonna be known just as MC Jetic. I got my SoundCloud. You can hear my mixtape under SoundCloud under MC Jetic. My artist name. Everybody just gonna know me as Jetic. Enerjetik is my b-boy name, but I spell, as far as music artists, when you see me doing music and on the mic and rapping and singing or whatever, everybody's just gonna know me as Jetic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna consider myself just an MC. I'm just gonna be known as just Jetic. And I was thinking about, like, maybe I should call myself something different, like, but Enerjetik, Jetic for short. So if you start seeing me put out an album, it's gonna be Enerjetik. Now, Enerjetik is my b-boy name. Jetic is like I'll just say my alter ego, slash my music artist name, but it's also my nickname from Enerjetik as well. And I'm very, very honored to say Prince Ken Swift crowned me as B-Boy Enerjetik back in '96 after B-Boy Summit.
I got something now, bro, that I want to try to show you. Give me a second. I'm going to try to see if I can find it real quick before I let you go. And I'm sure that is right. I'm sure this is it, though, bro. Let me see. Boom. Look what I found.
Oh, yeah. You got it, huh? The card. Yeah, buddy.
The business card, though, bro.
Channel right there. You know what I'm saying?
You remember when you gave that to me?
Yeah. Was that back when with Venice?
Yep.
Venice Beach Day. Yeah, I know.
Keep it all, though, Jetic, bro. Like, I have a high respect for you as an individual, as a realist. And I just want to say thank you for your time. I appreciate, like, Rebecca, April, like, everybody that asked questions, though. Like, you guys made this interview, basically it's a conversation, because I've known Jetic, like, for 27 years. 27 years.
Yeah, bro, it's been a long time.
Me and this guy's been friends for, like, 27 years. Like, that's like in B-Boy lifetime, that's like living like 4 or 5 lives, though, bro. You know how, like, short relationships are and breaking, though, bro. Like, you're lucky if you know somebody 5 years from now, if you just meet them today.
Oh, yeah.
And me and you can say that we've been friends for at least 25.
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's been
25 years, though, bro. That's iconic to me.
Iconic. It's an honor, Mikey, for cats like us to stay.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you like this. I'll show you right now. This is how long you've known me. I'm gonna reach back behind me.
Oh, shit.
And in this picture right here.
Oh, shit.
Okay, look at it right there.
Dang.
You got Asia 1 and Little Rock right there in the middle. You got
Little Rock like he's 9.
Kulski. You got Rudy Rex. You got Yoski. You got Stretch.
Oh,
you got
shit.
E-Tails and Asia 1 and Little Rock right there in the middle. You see?
Look at Little Rock, though, bro. He looks like he's like 7.
You know, Zed.
He looks super young, bro.
Like, literally,
all you fools are skinny. Everybody's the same weight in that picture. Everybody has the same weight.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I'll tell you like this, Mikey. I look at, and I just, man, it makes me look back and remember my roots. And I'll never forget, man. Easy Rock and Asia 1 helped pave the way for me and start my break life, wanting to go to events. B-Boy Summit 3, my first official real life breaking event from underground hip hop heads. And I'm not gonna lie, West Coast Rockers, we threw this jam called The Breakdown a long time ago at this place called the Korean Church. That was like one of my very first events ever. And then I went to B-Boy Summit. So I'll be real with you, man. Like, that B-Boy Summit 3 was something that it changed the game for me, bro. Especially to have gone there and
me too.
Gone about my name.
That was the first time. Yeah, that was the first time that I went to. Like, the first time that I went, bro. Me, Vietnam, Flexum. We took the train from Merced. We got dropped off in San Diego, and I remember we went to Denny's though because we arrived in San Diego at 5 in the morning. The summit didn't start till like 1 or 12. We're in San Diego 5 in the morning though, bro. And I remember we were walking around. And I just seen hella people with Adidas jackets walking to Balboa Park.
And that was when they battled Rock City, right?
Yeah, bro. And I couldn't even believe it though, bro. And I remember Remind, I seen him. I said, "What are you guys doing here?"
Yeah.
And Remind said, "I'm here to smoke Flow Master." I said, "Don't do it." I said, "Don't do it though, bro." I
I got
said,
the
"He's on ballot." He said, "I'm taking all the Rock Steady crew out." I said, "Oh no, bro, don't do it. I don't want you to get smoked."
yeah.
And that fool, he went out. It started that battle was because of Flowmaster. That was a Remind and Flowmaster battle, though. To be honest with you, that's how that started. Because Remind wanted revenge because he had battled with his cousin. No, he battled with a dude named Jimmy. It was Jimmy and Remind versus Ivan and Flowmaster, and they got them. They got him in Reno. So Remind said, next time I see him, he said, I'm going after him. That's why they went to the summit because Remind was going there because he wanted Flowmaster.
That's iconic right there.
That's the
You know what I mean?
truth. That's the truth. Why that whole battle started with Rocksteady versus Floor Rockers slash Style Elements crew.
Wow, that's dope, man. I'll be real. Remind, he knew how to premeditate and make things happen, and that's the one thing about Reminds. I mean, they don't call him Remind for nothing. You know, he reminds you to do things done right.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Jedek, man. Thank you for everything, though, brother. And I'm pretty sure, like, we'll keep this going, though. It's not a one-time thing. So, like, definitely, we can keep building this audience. We'll probably, some things that we didn't talk about. We can definitely just keep educating people on the health
Yeah,
tip because I want everybody, to really like think about like a 10-year plan for themselves, like health wise though. Thanks, April. I appreciate you too. Like I said, me and Jetta got a YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Mine is Mikey-Ice TV, and yours is
yeah. Under B-Boy Energetic, exactly how I spell it on this right here on IG. You just go on YouTube,
okay.
type it exactly how I spell it on IG. You'll see all my history on my YouTube channel. And yeah, Chronicles of Jedek is gonna be my first album. I'm gonna try to put out a single. Hopefully soon I can get it on the radio. But yeah, right now I'm working on my album, Chronicles of Jedek. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. This starts a new beginning for me. So thank you again, Mikey, for this.
Okay.
Time around, we'll go live again. Make it happen, bro. Peace and God bless. And thank you for everything, bro.
All right.
Here we come.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.